me now. And let's talk about the Buffalo Bills introducing their new head coach today, Sean McDermott. Now, here's what the longtime defensive coordinator had to say about taking the job in upstate New York.
When I looked at this job, I've done my research, and you'll get to know me soon enough here. I'm a pretty meticulous and thorough guy. In my opinion, this was the best job on the market. And some people may not agree, but it's important how I feel. And I say that it was the best job on the market for a couple of reasons, namely the ownership in Terry and Kim. I've seen what great ownership looks like, and we have two great owners in Terry and Kim that are willing and committed to this football team and this organization, the city of Buffalo. I've taken note upon note and learned every step along the way. I've been a part of building a defense from the ground up, brick by brick, step by step, and I've had help in that process as well. And so within that, I've gone to 2 Super Bowls. I know what that looks like, smells like, and tastes like. And so, I feel extremely confident with my ability to lead this franchise moving forward.
I get it, B-Mac. That's probably, well, what do you expect him to say? I've done my research. This is where I want to be. This is the best job for me. But when you have 12 playoff appearances as an assistant, when you've been to a couple Super Bowls, not just one as an assistant, is this the right guy for both the Bills and the right job for him?
I think it all depends on what the Buffalo Bills are trying to do. What's their identity? What's their personality? Clearly, they're trying to go with a defensive-minded coach for the second straight time because Rex Ryan was a defensive-minded coach, and they're trying to right their wrongs on the defensive side. I think most importantly, they need to establish structure. One thing about Sean, coming from the Carolina Panthers, being under the Richardson ownership, the way how they built that organization from the ground up,
no doubt,
he's coming from a quality program that had structure. And you can tell by the success. Granted, they had a down year, but just a year ago, they were one of the best teams in the professional football league. So I think he's coming in with that mindset, changing the culture there in Buffalo, a team that has really been inconsistent for such a long time. He has experience. He's talked about that experience. He's going to put together a staff he feels that is capable of getting the job done. And the rest is history. We got to wait and see.
Okay, 12 playoff appearances, as we mentioned, as a coordinator, 2 Super Bowl appearances, but when you had Mike Tomlin come in, who was an assistant in Minnesota, right? Do you guys immediately go, all that stuff that he did as an assistant, does that matter to you? Or now as the head man, all that other stuff, I'm not so sure that translates.
For us, we were a winning program. Buffalo, they're trying to find a way to win. Right. We were a year removed from winning the Super Bowl. I mean, we had quality, legendary type players still on our staff, on our team. I mean, we had multiple Hall of Famers that will be eventually in the Hall of Fame. Buffalo is a different situation. That scenario is a little different. They don't have winners on that team. You're looking for guys that can get into the playoffs. Granted, LaShawn McCoy has been a part of playoff teams, but for the most part, the consensus, the overhaul, they haven't stepped foot into the playoffs. It's up to Sean to change the culture there and make this franchise and this team understand we're not just about trying to finish second in our division. We can compete with the best, and that means, most importantly, trying to compete with the New England Patriots, trying to find a way to get in the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins just made the playoffs with a rookie head coach. Why can't we?
Yeah, this isn't about Mike Tomlin stepping into what he stepped to in Pittsburgh. This is a completely different environment, what he's got in Buffalo.
Exactly.